Welcome to the Grow Your Business Cleveland video series. Co-producing and appearing in the series, the talented GYB CLE interns. Supporting sponsors include NOAC, a regional partnership of Chambers of Commerce, New Image Media, Northeast Ohio's most recognized name in video for business. In this episode, Dan Weiss, president of adatasol Custom Database Solutions, entrepreneur, and father of 6, explains 3 steps to remove the bottlenecks in your company's workflow. After the tip, we go backstage to learn about thinking the macro way, being humble with swagger, taxiing around, and more.
My name is Dan Weiss, president of adatasol Custom Database Solutions, and I'll be speaking about 3 steps to remove the bottlenecks in your business's workflow. An example of bottlenecks would be too much information in too many places. You might have your sales leads in one place, your company contacts in another, and project information in a whole other place. The bottleneck is caused because you have the data in those different places, and you literally have to copy it from place to place. So you can imagine the productivity loss between copying the data from place to place, and what also often happens is a loss of data. There's a huge problem with data loss between copying that lead, that sales lead. Once they become a company, well, what happens if you don't forget to copy part of the address, for example, and now you've got the address in 2 different places? That's a perfect example of all of a sudden you have data that's messed up between 2 different locations. So the first step is organizing your information into definable pieces. Classic example would be having your sales leads, and then having customers, and then having projects, and then having invoices as an example. And trying to figure out, well, this piece links to this piece, links to this piece, links to this piece, ideally. The second step is figuring out what is that exact relationship. So how does the information relate together? And it's really a matter of saying, how does a sales lead, in my example, how does a sales lead have uniqueness between the sales lead and the customer, and then a customer that becomes multiple projects, and those become multiple invoices? And really it's a matter of saying, well, we have a unique ID between those records, that information, and defining those as unique pieces. The third step is to find a tool that's going to allow you to create something to link all this information together easily. And luckily in our world today, we have tools on the internet that are available, and we have tools like FileMaker, the one that we tend to use a lot, that allow people, end users, to develop tools to do these things themselves. An ideal situation would be one where they've had a 10-to-1 savings. Something that took 10 days or 10 hours or 10 minutes is now taking 1. So if you follow these steps, you've got an enlightened workforce that is using an accessible tool with centralized information.
Up next, we get to know Dan. Socrates said, the secret of change is to focus all of your energy not on fighting the old, but on building the new.
So a pivotal moment for me in my career was when I learned to think of my business as more than just a lifestyle business, and think of it as a business that I could have value in, that was more than just me being about me. And that came from attending the Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Businesses program. So what I learned was to think of myself outside the business, not just being in the business and doing development work constantly, but running the business itself. So looking back, it's been a revolution for me, because instead of kind of managing just my day-to-day work, I'm now thinking about the business on a macro level. And I'm actually looking at, well, this business has real value where it didn't before. Once I realized that I wanted to have this business that had value, I wanted a way to stay accountable to that goal. And I found a program called EO, Entrepreneurs Organization. And through Entrepreneurs Organization, it's been helpful to maintain accountability. So accountability means setting a set of goals and then reporting on those goals, defining what the metrics are for those goals, and then saying, okay, well, our accountability level for those metrics is this, and we're hitting those metrics or we're not. And it's almost like going to Weight Watchers, right? Where you have to weigh in. Well, you're going in front of a group of people that are all kind of in your same situation and reporting to them those goals and saying, I'm accountable on these goals. And just by saying, oh God, next week I have to be there and report on this, well, I better be on top of it, right?
In the entrepreneurial world, humility can give you a competitive edge, but Dan does this with a little twist.
So my favorite quote is, be humble with swagger. So that basically means when you walk into a room and you're expected to talk about, you're selling your product, it means that you should be the expert. You should represent yourself as the expert, but you should also be open if someone comes up with an idea that, yeah, that's a great idea, and we can incorporate that into what we're doing. And so you still need to have that humbleness to accept input. So an example of being humble with swagger is when I've made a mistake, being able to admit that to my team and being able to say, I messed up and we all mess up and it's okay, but the next time you have to handle it well and be able to understand it for the next time.
Keeping a second job close to home helps Dan maintain his work-life balance.
So my favorite activity outside of work is being a taxi driver. I have 6 children, and we are constantly moving between the 6 children's activities, football and soccer and taekwondo and you name it. It's a constant effort to maintain a work-life balance, but I love it.
So how did Dan score as a Grow Your Business Cleveland expert? We gave a thumbs up for entrepreneurial thinking, removing bottlenecks, staying humble, and being a taxi family man. Special thanks goes to our Grow Your Business Cleveland contributing experts for supporting our mission of growing business and kickstarting careers in Northeast Ohio. So don't miss a video or an opportunity to be part of the show. Subscribe at GYBCLE.com and follow us on our social media channels. And remember, if you like it, share it.